Okay. At least according to the OBS recording, the mic is working now. I'm still not entirely sure why it wasn't. Let me make sure it sounds fine on. Okay. It does sound fine on stream. Cool. Okay. With that then. I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry about that. Well, that's kind of annoying, because that means like the first half hour of that game, my audio is all shit. Fuck. Well, at least nothing too crazy happened yet. Let me fire Pentiment back up here. Okay, let me make sure that the stream's still okay. Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Seems like we should be okay. Thank God. What the fuck? Oh, I didn't have the game audio on the stream. Okay, let me try it again with the game audio on. Test, test, test. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, that lost us, but okay, you know what? You know what? I'm just gonna... We weren't very far in, so I think I'm gonna just restart. Delete. I'm just gonna restart, because I don't even want to bother exporting that shit audio stream. Was the whole thing that bad? Let me check. I gotta check now. Hold on. Oh, let me see here. Oh god, it was all that bad, wasn't it? Oh shit. Okay, yep. Delete. Delete. Okay. Take two. So we've seen the first little bit of this, so I'll probably click through it. Okay, I do like stylized fonts. Oh shit, I didn't do the sound. I didn't turn the sound back up. Ah, fuck. Oh, bugger. Hold on. Kicking off 2023 with a bang here. Jeez Louise. Okay, there we go. Game audio is go. Nice. Okay, there we go. There we go. Got it. Would you really use a rock to erase back then? And I can see how that would work. Okay. I'll at least let this little beginning sequence play out again, because it was cool. we also got to remember what we chose last time. We chose, what was it? We went to Italy. We were a hedonist. We studied law. And we liked the occult. I think were the 4 choices we had done so far. Those are some extreme little pointer fingers. I didn't notice those last time. Okay. We're gonna click through this first little bit, just because we've already been there. I'm gonna try to remember that I do a thing. Okay. Hey there. Welcome, welcome. I'm skipping through this first little bit because we got about a half hour into the game and somebody showed up and said that my audio was really bad, and it was, because OBS was doing something funky, so it was just all ruined. So I started a new game, as I'm just kind of getting through the stuff I'd already done real quick. We weren't very far in, though, thankfully, at least. Let's see. I don't want to cause me trouble. I'm trying to remember what I chose last time. And a little bit that I did play of it so far before I had. A little bit I played of it before I had. I was really enjoying it, but yeah, like my microphone was all distorted for some reason, but the game audio wasn't, so I don't know what was up with that. OBS just decided to disagree with me. Okay. Little child. We just gotta get back into town and meet the noble guy, and then we'll be right back where we were before things crashed and died and burned, and it was terrible. Okay. Downstairs. Let's go chat with the peeps. We chatted with Clara for a while. Ordinary as far as sleeping goes. Fuck yeah, almonds and cheese. Love this art style so much. Okay. Okay, next one's rent today. That's right, what did we say? We said... Oh, right. Yeah, I think I can manage it. That's right, that's right. Okay. A masterpiece. I like how with, like, the writing on the fonts, it, like, fills in with the ink wet. And then, like, dries. Some wandering. That will be remembered. Okay. I forgot that was another one that needed to be remembered. It's getting there. Okay, and then we left. And then we went and talked to the weird old guy about pagan stuff. Things very different when you were young. Let's see. I think the spirit's been fouling the weather. What do they entail? Pissing around the house so the witches don't get ya. Okay. I think we just said hello to Peter. And then Big Yorg. Every day but Sunday. Okay. We were in Italy is what we chose last time. Let's see. We were a hedonist. We were a big slut. Big slut time in Italy. Alright, and then Big York goes. Oh yeah, we gotta help the guy with the blacksmithing again, because we... Okay. Getting there, getting there, getting there. A little bit more and then we're caught up. Let's see. Endress. Of course. And... Oh, that's why the anvil looks like that. We're looking at it like head on to like the horn of the anvil. I didn't notice that was like the direction we were looking at it from until just now. Considered an apprentice. Okay. And then sheep business occurs. Something I can do to help. We have never helped sheep before, but at least we're a good Christian boy. Where's my water at? Good luck. Okay. Almost there. Say hi to the Druckers. Go to the church. I don't think we had... I think our next, like, meaningful choice thing was when we were talking to the noble on the way up to the abbey, I'm pretty sure. Yep, and let me go to church. Hello. Yes, I know that church is important for my soul. That's great. Got our snooty nobleman friend. I'm still wondering why his font changes when he's talking to us. Does he, like, just change his manner of speaking when he's speaking to us, like, later on? Or, like, what's up with that? Because right now it's all, like, the fancy, like, written script for his voice, or for his, like, lines. But he changes to the same, like, font as us later on. Okay, yep, speak with me. Of course. It'll be an honor. Almost there. Almost caught up. Okay, at least we're in the right scene. We're in the right scene now. Okay. Not married. The ideas do seem fascinating. We did say that. And then we ask him about his university studies. Okay. Imperial law. Maybe it's because he's like speaking to us like an equal. Maybe that's why. That would make sense. The old lady comes and yells at us. Surely that won't mean anything. It's the guy at the gas station in Persona 4 shaking our hand for no reason. Our favorite subject was occultism. Okay, we're right about to where we were. Here's where we were. I started with Fincino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. I look forward to it, my lord. And your other studies? Was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, we get to pick another one. Okay. Plants and animals, speaking, logician, Latin. You know, I feel like if we were into the occult, we'd probably want to know a little Latin as well, so we're gonna go with Latinist. I focused on Latin. It's useful in so many ways, but especially for understanding manuscripts. Wonderful, a beautiful language used in the greatest empire of the ancient world. Tell me, what is your favorite sententia? Let's see, are we gonna be a little shit or no? Let's see. We're gonna do it. Everyone enjoys the smell of your own farts. Ha! But using Erasmus is cheating. A little, but Erasmus was paraphrasing Aristotle. Fair, if you don't mind dipping your Latin cup into a Greek well. Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know Kearsarge at all? My family have been patrons of Kearsarge for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kearsarge still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. It's as good a place as any to create art. Certainly, though I'm sure you miss the comforts of Nuremberg when you're stuck in a drafty old abbey like this. I'll get back there soon enough. I'm in no rush. That's good for me, since I still appreciate the abbey's work. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I'd stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well, the venerable brother Piero. How venerable? He sells his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. To the Abbey. Niklaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. She was giving us a look. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. Church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kearsarge is a place out of time in more ways than one. Why were they closed? Monks and nuns living side by side cannot behave themselves. I don't blame them, though. The church shouldn't either. It's just human nature, after all. Those horny monks and nuns. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I'm Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see the manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes. I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Certainly gave him a fancy script. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Is this a bad time to ask for advance payment on my book of hours? Well, I tried. I should ask again when he's in a better mood. I could just convince Brother Matthew to pay me early. Find a way to get paid. Checking out the church. Oh, hell yeah, Gregorian chants. God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rudiger? Oh, yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Agnus redemit oves, Christus innocens pater. Oh, you can go all sorts of places. Oh, here's Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. How is the sacristy today, Matthew? The same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mahler? No, I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God to be with you. One more thing, I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas. I was hoping you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript a little early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gernot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. The Abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kearsarge, but for passing as well. Is that why the Father Abbot has increased taxes on the Gertners? What is this about, Andreas? The Gertners have asked me for their rent early so they can pay their taxes to the Abbey. I see, very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Mahler. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gernot and Prior Ferenc. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Nice. Alright, now that I got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. Definitely giving it to her directly to make sure she gets it. What have we got in the crypt? Ooh, spooky down here. lovely relief for the Virgin and Child. A key, huh? Oh. Secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Okay. Interesting. Bell tower. Okay. Where's the library? Dormitory, Old Bailey. It's in the Old Bailey. Scriptorium is in there. Alright, I'll go to the Scriptorium. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big Jor Gertner says if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adok has been here long enough, we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adok? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Calm yourself, Brother Adok. You're too sensitive to guys' jokes. I am old, Andreas. Every slight against me stings with the fire of 1,000 wasps. But I will pray to God for the strength to endure this wickedness. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but he heard Lawrence Rothvogel had arrived and hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized he'll want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. What's the problem? The Baron's just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freezing. Kirsau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermauer manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indermauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Oh, we got hedonist options? No, because I was dreaming about you. Liar. Could I just get the book? Ugh, that's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Ooh, very cool. Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. contrast of colors is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right, I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. Brother, you know I don't like doing more work than I have to. I'm not saying you should do more work, but suggesting there should be more of yourself in the work. I didn't know there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into our work, whether we realize it or not. What does this painting represent? It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gurnet. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is an illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form. These images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Why is that? Why has Kearsaw kept this up for so long? Some people, some places, have a difficult time letting go of the past. I am not among them. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. And Brother Guy. It is kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and I am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Ah, where has the time gone? It is already Tersa. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. Hello, person. What are you doing? What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Luminato. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Farron came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Farron should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early, which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? No, anger is not the appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries in Cologne, Fulda, and Mainz? No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lawrence Rothvogel? Why is Prior Faring so nervous? Lawrence? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like, what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. Thank you, it's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I'll tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Aelinid. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aelinid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Elineus shows his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. Italiam non spont secur. I do not go to Italy willingly. I did not take you for a scholar of Roman poetry, Andreas. The words sit easily in my memory. I'm not sure why. Probably out of love rather than duty. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have choice in vocation. Few women do. Well, surely it's not that dire. How would you know, Andreas? How could you? Men are not sorted with the same sieve of life as women are. There are fewer places where we fit. Even in stories where maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to the nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand why you're not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry. For men. Now, the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Gurin. This is a printed copy. Green cover, diamond pattern. Do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. You know the one you're talking about. Brother Adok was reading it. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Russo of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, and lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictine should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. What's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all of one in Christ Jesus. We all may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Would you like the abbot to receive a fourth letter? In truth, it's unlikely you'd be considered liable under Bavarian law. Oh, are you a legal scholar now, as well as an artist? Well, I did study law at university. I don't care. I'm not concerned about the legality of it, but the principle. The book, please. There's only one book left, and you will be freed from bondage. Dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. What is this, anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mahler. One the previous abbot tolerated in spite of the papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books, all books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. And he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed even if their content is in question. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It's their law we must contend with, not your emotions. The Church was wrong. I'm not going to debate this with you, Andreas, and Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Well, I refuse to give it to you if all you're going to do is destroy it. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? Read it and become a French heretic. That's not funny, I'm serious. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the abbey far away. It'll be gone by the time Father Gernot asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. It feels right enough in my heart for both of us. I don't think so. That doesn't even make any sense. More sound than a condemnation from 3 bishops of Paris? I mean, who are you going to trust, them or me? Thank you for making my decision so easy. Did you leave university voluntarily, or were you expelled? My duty to God and to the vows I made to the rule. But what of the librarian's rule to protect books? No, you just made that up. I have nothing more to discuss. The book stays with me. So be it. Saving the books. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto is still around and wants to eat with me. He's working by the guest house below the abbey. What's going on in here? I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. In the library of the University of 5 Churches, the Hungarians call it Pex. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. A friend of his? text on astronomy, it looks like. I'm not familiar with it. Bastard script. Burgundian? Flemish? Not from here, not recently. That's definitely Fering's handwriting between the lines and the margins. Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, so it's a thorough commentary. What's this? It looks scribbled. Not like Fering to be so sloppy. He didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Greek, to be sure. Obsquexu? That doesn't make any sense. It's not even a word, just a jumble of letters. This must be some kind of cipher. What's the key? I suppose I'll figure it out in due time, but I'll copy this down to reference later. Interesting. Okay. Alright, it was below the abbey. Right. Dang, a lot of stuff around in this church. Ah, the lavatorium. The garden. Kitchen. Sounds like somebody's talking somewhere. In the cellar? Nope. God give you health. Those are just all the regular brothers. Can't go into the abattoir. Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz. Andrus makes these. Okay. Oh, this must be his, like, bigger... Oh, we can go down here. Pickles! Abbot house. You can pet the dog! You can pet the dog in Pentiment! Game of the year. I think I gotta go back out through the church. Chapter house. Dance of Death mural. Holy crap, this place is huge! Saint Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. Alright. Okay, so we're back out here. Church, shrine, convent garden. This is all the nuns. God bless you, Master Mahler. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Very well, thank you. Oh, then I guess you wouldn't be interested in the saffron Agnes Steinjagen received yesterday. What? Saffron? Really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at Alvin's. Maybe you can convince Prior Faring to get some for your yellows. Good to know. How's Mossfanger? She's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of St. Sachio one of these days. Oh, Mousefanger's the cat. You can pet the cat! You can pet the cat and the dog! Hold on, let me double check something real quick. I wanted to make sure that my my audio is still fine. Okay, it is good. I really like this little world they're building here. God bless you, Master Mahler. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean, no offense, Master Mahler, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. God bless you, Brother Pierre. No, wait, it's Master Mahler. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margaret. During the day I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller, and you have another smell to you, like fish or burnt almonds. Oh, that's old linseed oil, popular among the Italians, but Brother Piero doesn't use it. I'll ask Sister Gertrude about it. How are Sister Gertrude's herbs coming? It's too early to tell. Most of them won't be grown until May. Still working with herbs suits me. Have a good day, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Mahler. God bless you, Master Mahler. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Forgive me, sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mahler. Alright. Can't go futzing around with the nuns. Ah, the shrine. The hand of St. Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Of Longinus, I assume? Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Not really. What are you doing? Mind your own business. I'm only curious, and curiosity is a virtue. You're nothing but a snoop and a windbag. Piss off. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Okay. Gosh. Good day, Master Mahler. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Andres, Otto. Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Select a food item to eat. Alright. Gonna go with the cheese. It's not that bad of an injury. It just galls me the habit bleeds us dry, and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the Abbey. Casting pilgrims' badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it's a Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back. Old Rannig, may he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. His bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andres. No one should get away with what he does, what this Abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the Abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. Oh, Otto, did you see the Bower sheep escape the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in passing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father of such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. Top of that, he's a damned thief. And before you say it, Andres, that's more than just gossip. Look at him over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. He's a born shirker, sure enough. I know him when I see one. Especially when you look in a mirror. Speaking of the Bower sheep, their ewes are shorn, and the omen will be spinning it soon. Otto. I got it, Andres. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Andres. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. Eva, huh? Well chosen, Otto. Andreas, just don't. Just tell her hello for me and keep out of it. Of course. I should return to work at the scriptorium until later. Time to get back to work. What? God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to the role of as Kierson's sacrist, I tended the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kiersau both, so it's my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept whenever I visit. I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? I'm afraid I don't make a habit of learning what every saint I come across. Well, you ought to learn something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. By all means. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. Okay, I'm not going to be a pedant. Yes, he was a Roman citizen who led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. And he refused to kill the Christians. Even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims here who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Yes, I've been hearing about some of the pagan history in town. There are some in Tassing who still cling to the pagan traditions. Yes, God saved them. St. Moritz and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the pagan townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. What happened to Satya? She, too, was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. Now her shrine protects Tassing from harm. What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You're welcome, Master Mahler. God bless you. Until later, brother. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. Candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long, now I need to catch up. Dedication to St. Moritz is impressive. Oh, well, truth be told, I only started going to the shrine more often when Helena became pregnant. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz's hand and Sasha's shrine to pray for their aid. Do you think the saints will hear you? Moritz's hand has done many miracles in Tassing. If he can restore the hand of a monk, then surely he can help Helena. I hope the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Hey, Steph. Welcome. Running around in 1518 today. Let's see, where was the... Oh, yeah, we had to go all the way back. I'm gonna talk to this guy. God give you health, Master Mahler. Brother Savat, I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I'll be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I like how his art style looks like a fresco. That's kind of cool. I and my bishop regret we could not reciprocate Father Rodolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many years ago. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will wish these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mahler, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you're ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only made it as far south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. By the way, if you have some time the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I'm accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I've had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh, yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. Yeah, we had been to Italy. We're a hedonist. We studied law and Latin, and we are interested in the occult. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. Let's see. I think if we go out cemetery and then up, that'll get us to the scriptorium the fastest. Yep. Okay, here's the scriptorium. Okay, back to the scripts. Hello, Ferenc. Brother Adok, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I'm working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothfogel was going to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Ferenc, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Ah, this guy. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? It must be, yes? It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest. I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Kearsarge is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. Of course, we only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. My lord. Father Garnet, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine. But the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. If it takes pressure off Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work. There, we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Nonsense. You could eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, Father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. Yes, you are. You've embarrassed me, the abbot, and the abbey. Prior Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? If anyone's the embarrassment here, it's you, Ferenc. Brothers. If you please, Sister Zidane and I would prefer if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. Alright. like dinner with the big boys. Yeah, well, I guess we should go wash up at the lavatorium first. Oh, hello. Andreas! I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it'll be good to have you with us. That's a shame, I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the Abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. I wish you could take my place, Father Piero. You deserve the honor. I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need to taste your humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Curacao Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lawrence de Baron Rothvogel to help you in your career. He's wrong, you know. Ferenc is wrong about you being slow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will ride over the present. You do not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. Let's see. The chapter house, infirmary, upper end. Where was the refectory? Refectory. There it is. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Granite, Father Thomas, Friar Ferenc. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Some, yes. Ahem. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gurnet, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that he has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine. What about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Why not? Where should we start? Ah, debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 95 Theses? Enough! Andreas, you should know better. Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest, and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous. Outrageous. How dare you? I see. I've overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Taciae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. It may be so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Alright. Well, we do have the money to give to... Oh. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lawrence must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. What was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. Sword doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. I should get back to the gardeners. But what if we mess with the door over here? Oh, we can't. Okay. Huh? Gah! Are you all right, Master Mahler? I believe I may have just seen the physical manifestation of a spirit. The ghost? Yes. It could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mahler. I will. Thank you, Till. Wait, we can go to the ruins? I'm gonna go to the ruins. See what this ghost business is about. Doodles. Interesting. Pet the dog! Can we pet all the dogs in this game? It's seeming that way. Ah, no! Pale horse fell on the floor. Hello? Are you alright in there? Martins, the pale horse, death! Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing in there? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes, and I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She is an anchoress, a religious hermit, so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, even so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or is she a nun at Kirsau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all the monks and nuns at Kirsau could read, even poor Brother Volkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She is not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. Physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh, no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. Interesting. Oh, they're all asleep. I was gonna give them the cash, but I guess they already all zonked out. Alright, sleepy time. I like this little stylized time clock thing they got here. Wow. Shh, it's all right, Ursula. Good morning. Do you need any help with Ursula? No, a little crying won't hurt her. Besides, I think we've gotten almost all the leaks now. Ursula's my first child. She's been a handful, but I think I have the hang of it now. Big York has been a godsend. He helped Christine with Eva when she was a baby. I never took you for a family man, Andreas. No, it's not yet. I just wanted to be helpful. I appreciate the offer. You'll make a fine husband someday, Andreas. Ugh, when will this storm let up? It's been going all morning. Peter and Jorg are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best they can. Oh my, is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in Providence and endure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you. Here, sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Oh, he did? Good. Thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks. You too. Good luck. Be good, Ursula. Andreas. Are you doing alright, Peter? No, I'm not. Some of our sheep escaped, and I'd rather not spend my morning fixing this damned wall for the third time this year. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey, rolls downhill to the little people. Well, it's hard to blame the Abbey for that. That's just how rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. Can I give her the cash? Hello, Andreas. Hello, Clara. I have something for you. Oh? This should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. You can't accept this. Consider the rest a gift, then, in addition to my rent. But Andreas, how'd you even find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? I convinced Brother Matthew to pay me a bit early. I wanted to make sure you could pay your taxes in time. God bless you 1,000 times, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help, Clara. It's the Christian thing to do. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Nice. Oh, we haven't gone up in here. Pretzels! God bless you, Andreas. Okay, not talkative. Alright. Hi! Andreas, such a pleasure to see you, and looking so handsome as always. Back for more of my rye? Dear Gret, you know I can't stay away from your rye. Andreas. I was passing by and I thought I should say hello, and now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Until later, Gret. Gotta love a good rye. God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm. I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure it will let up soon. As God wills it. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Of course. Now I'm off to home and then to the Pfeiffer's. Morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffer's? Helena has about a month to go before her child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it. God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chances she can have. It is in God's hands. Trust in Providence. Always, Ulrich, but I do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? I must be off now. Good day to you both. And Andreas, stay out of the rain. Tell Helena I will pray for her health. She'll appreciate that, Andreas. Thank you. Until later. Until later, Agnes. Okay, there's more town? Dang, all sorts of stuff here. Chickens. Okay, nobody hanging out up here, it looks like. Damn, what a storm. Pet the cat. Hello, medieval cat. You get some love. Oh, hello. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation's gonna crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Ah, good day, Master Mahler. Good day, Father Thomas. Everything all right with the church? Oh, yes, Lucky was again reminding me the danger of severe rainfall can pose to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas, until later. He's in the forest. Oh, Master Mahler? Yes? We met once before. I think you were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. You're the charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest, near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mahler. Until then. Oh, hello. Hello, you're not a local, are you? No, I'm staying in passing only briefly. Is Smokey a friend of yours? No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassing, but he's let me stay with him, so yes, I suppose he is. People don't much like Romani. Most folk despise her. Anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I search to find whatever's different. It's the differences in the artist's style that makes their work unique. Ah, you're the artist staying up in Kearsau. Yes, just visiting Tassing for some time. My name is Andreas Mahler. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right, I'm Václav, a traveling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing, Václav? Well, I actually came to visit Kearsau's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. Father Gernet's a grumpy old man. I think he has half mind throw me out of the scriptorium some days. He does seem like an angry man. He threatened to expel me from Tassing entirely. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. That's a fascinating idea. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons water and earth. The world was aether before the Lord formed it. That's why Satan appeared as a snake to Eve. Snakes only dwell in deep caves and pools. You know, I'd never considered it that way before. You might be onto something. I now expect this open dialogue with you, Master Mahler. Few men with your stature would entertain such ideas with someone like me. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Václav. Alright, oops. I do! I'm still not entirely sure what was wrong with it, Eddie, but I got it to work now, so I guess that's good. Oh, there's the other shrine down here. A carving of Saint Sasha. It looks quite old. I was wondering when they mentioned the shrine of... Oh, nice, yeah. think we only got like a week or so left on the Moogle stuff until the next patch dropped. Oh, hey, Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. Man, this just keeps going. Hey, I think this would go so far. A salt mine. Okay. Well, I guess we should probably head back up to the Abbey. See what shenanigans we get up to today, and if the terrible dreams of death that one gal had were portending anything. Hello there, Master Mahler. Hello, Till. Bumped into any ghosts lately? No, not since we last spoke. Good, good. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. It's hard to believe the Romans built a town all the way out here and we just let these structures fall apart. Oh, yes, the old Roman ruins. Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, so I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. Oh, what sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gernot became abbot. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans and Tassing are my favorite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus. The Shadowbringers one does not. But they brought them back in Endwalker. The old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the Ratu, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley, barbarians on all sides, when Mars sent a wolf to the night. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars proved the wolf and the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mara. That's where all this came from. I'm surprised that Kearsau has any record of Tassing before St. Moritz arrived. And written in German at that. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. Wise words, I feel the same. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mahler, but I'd better get back to work. Let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, all right? I will, until later, Till. Martin? Hey, Martin. Eat shit, Andreas. Achoo! Oh, okay. Thanks, Martin. God be with you, Andreas. Are you still preparing to leave even with this weather? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salomea, will be arriving today. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was glad you were willing to debate him at supper, even though he's sure the abbot will hold it against you. Well, Luther's work is worth debating, regardless of what the abbot thinks. My lord certainly agrees, but he hasn't found many people who share that opinion in Tyrol or Bavaria. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favor? It would. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. So it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride. Ooh, what an extraordinary pin. Please thank the Baron for me. In fact, I'll wear it right now. Many thanks. As you wish, of course. Where's your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. Hey, thanks for lurking, Eddie. He didn't say when he'd be back. I hope he returns soon. The rain's turning everything to mud. My lord might surprise you, Andreas. He never minds getting mud in his boots. Of course, I'm the one who has to clean them. He seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways. Ah, it may be so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me, did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Ah, that can only be Martin Bauer. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. Quite a hurry. Ah, that would explain my lord's missing rings. What rings are these? 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of gulden, and a book to the Baron was planning to give to the Abbey. A book? Historia Tassier? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. The boy is a known thief. I wouldn't surprise me if he's responsible for the missing rings. That would explain it then. Regrettably, he had ample opportunity for his theft. Yesterday, I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. It's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold or the rings. I do think he'll be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course. I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing. Till next time. Until then. Martin, you little shit. Nothing in here. Can we go after Martin right now? Yeah, I think that would have been... I think that was the South Farm. Oh, we can't even go that way because the water flooding. Alright, never mind. We can't go after Martin today. Oh wait, wasn't it Martin Steinauer? No, it wasn't. Oh yeah? That is always fun with these. You see all the stuff that hinted at things. Alright, well I guess we'll head back up to the Abbey and do our job. Oop. Up. Okay. Church. Yeah, this is probably the fastest way to get here. Oh yeah, this like all this historical stuff is incredibly interesting. This whole like time period is a very interesting time. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had auto-replaced the roof of the scriptorium and library last month. With their calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. I haven't seen much of that yet. There was like a mention of the Jews so far, but I haven't seen much of the Jewish stuff yet. I'm sure we'll get to that. The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care. Brother Guy, your heart is harder than the stone of this floor. Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero? Haven't you seen him yet today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be terse already. Pray it stop soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live. God, give me the strength to endure this man. Oh, that's great. Still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Why do I feel like some shit is happening? Whoa. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. Oh, chapter house down here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, fuck. What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Please, Father, where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Ah! Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron, was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father, Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? God protect us. Silence! Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully, and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Woslav, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why? That's absurd. He was caught in flagrante delicto, covered in blood with the knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger? Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince's Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. He wasn't angry. Anyone who's in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Be quiet! This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I'm through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wojslav will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? This is ridiculous, but yes. Oh, shit! Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this is the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. I have to do something. I can't let Piero die for something he didn't do. I appreciate your passion, but if you pursue this intellectually, you could make matters worse. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, come back at Non's. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Oh, heck. Alright, to the Druckers. Dun dun dun. The plottins. What's up at the mill during the day? What's down at the ruins during the day? Is there anything down here? Aside from the little scribblies? Nope. Okay. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey. Already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? No, something terrible has happened. Oh, God. What happened? No, forgive me. Come inside. Sit down for a minute. If it's not an imposition, I'd appreciate a moment to rest. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? Always glad to eat your cooking, Marie. Oh, my, Klaus. You must invite Andreas over more often so I can hear someone compliment my food. Your cooking is lovely, darling. Hello. Hello, Berthold. How are you? Sleepy? Come, back to my workshop. Going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful. Almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? They look wonderful. Excellent work. Thank you. I'll be sure to let Marie know. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she could do the woodcuts and the type. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 I'm hungry. Amen. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lawrence Rothfull, was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven! He just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful! A murder in Kirsau? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man. I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. seemed like Lawrence had been stabbed, but I don't know. There was a lot of blood around him. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed? It's hard for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? But if it wasn't the other Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinauer get into a shouting argument with Lawrence yesterday before I walked by your place. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? Oh, what are we going to eat? What are we going to eat? Farmer bread, sausage. Start with the sausage. Probably something else going on you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Why Mother Cecilia? I didn't realize she saw much of Tassing. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you, that's both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lawrence and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Ottilo's late husband Ranning ran afoul of Lawrence on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Ranning died just last year, and Ottila hasn't been the same since. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Oh, damn. Klaus, that's enough. She had to deal with a Job's lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. The rumor she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bit... bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Women are not legally barred from inheriting. It all depends on the details of the lease. Did she come from a wealthy family? She did, in fact. Wealthier than Rannig's, anyway. If the land they lived on was part of her dowry, she may make a case to lay claim to it, or property of equal value. Well, are you a lawyer, Andreas? Enough about Ottila. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the day Lawrence arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both classics and new works. Yeah, we gotta make sure people know we're experts in bird law around here. On the last visit, the Baron brought a book on astronomy for me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It's not that outlandish. When I was in university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns. What is an opinion for some is a testament for faith for others and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferenc, not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky the Widow, the Abbey Prior, anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. Sounds like they have a history, at least. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I've never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for your care. It's helped me understand how I can help Piero. You are always welcome here, Andreas. Anytime. Yeah! You are especially welcome with this one. Oh, I look at him bouncing around. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Berthold. I'll try. Alright. Well, I guess let's go. I don't think we've talked to the widow. Hey, Mahler, you seen my son? I saw him running from the Abbey this morning, actually. That fucking rat. That layabout was asleep when I went into the fields. He told his mother he was sick. He say anything to you, like where he was going? He told me to eat shit, actually. God damn it. How many times have I told him? Must be his mother's influence. He sure as shit didn't learn that behavior from me. If you see him again, will you tell Kat? She's driving me crazy about it. I'll let Kat know if I run into him. Good. Till later, Mahler. Till then. Damn, was it fucking Martin? Well, if it isn't the Rotten Baron's new best friend. Nice to see you too, Otilia. Ha! Sarcasm, how original. What do you want? You must be bothering me for something. I wanted to ask you some questions about Lawrence Rothvogel's murder. Oh, is that what all those bells were for? My, what a blessing. Not the first time Perkta answered my call. You want to know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burn that entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it. The life of an innocent man is at stake, one of the elderly brothers. Can't you spare me a few minutes? You think I care about what happens to some old monk? Pah, idiot. Kill them all. See if I care. Every agent of the church should die. Where is this anger coming from? Is it something I can help with? No! Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush. I'm not so strong as Otto, but I can lift things and reach high places if that's what you need. Not often someone offers to help out old Otilia. Fine, you do some things for me. Maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's going to take a while. Lots of things have been building up. Things I'm too old to do. You got some place to be? I do, actually, but I'll be back later to help. Sure you will. That's what they always say. Don't let the boar hit your ass on the way out. Okay. Let's go up here. I'm gonna speak with Mother Cecilia. Oh, the other guy already leave? I guess so. Maybe. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern is it of yours? Given that the Baron was just murdered, it seemed worth inquiring about the cause. Why, do you not trust in the Abbot's judgment? It's not the Abbot's judgment that matters, but the Archdeacon's. All too true, but you must proceed carefully in your inquiries. The Abbot does not want anything to interfere with the Archdeacon's investigation. That includes you. Then help me. Help you what? Blame someone else for the murder? You know that Piero didn't murder the Baron. It had to have been someone else. I will not condemn someone else to death. Condemnation is for the Archdeacon and God, not us. There is no sin in bringing truth to light. I am simply a nun. Why do you think I can help you? I saw how you reacted when the Baron arrived. You must know something about what's going on. All right. I did have reason to be concerned about Baron Rothvogel's presence. The Baron caused irreparable harm to one of the sisters on his last visit. The damage was severe enough that she had to leave us for some time. What kind of harm? Irreparable. That is why I removed the sisters from his presence as soon as I could. Which sister? Can I speak with her? No, Andreas, I don't think that would be appropriate. Alright, this doesn't help me much if I don't know what happened to her to whom. I understand this is less information than you wanted, but I do not think I can tell you any more in good conscience. Trust me when I say the victim of this incident could not have killed the Baron. I need more than that. Are there any records on her, or what happened? Yes, we keep records on all the sisters in the library. Not that it does you any good. You're not allowed. Could I ask Sister Illuminata to see them? She won't give them to you. Our records aren't available for outsiders to look through. Sister Illuminata told me there's a secret entrance into the library. Oh, and do you know where it is? Yes, I found it while exploring the crypt. Don't try it. You'll be caught and you'll be lucky if the abbot only banished you from the abbey until Judgment Day. We'll see. Thank you for your help. God bless you, Andreas Mahler. Alright, so... sounds like he sexually assaulted a nun. I can't go breaking into the nunnery. Well, I guess we can go try to go to that secret entrance in the basement that we found. Oh, can I not go into the church right now? Oh, nice. We got like a whole map. I didn't realize there was a whole little map of this place. That's cool. Okay, so... Alright. Well, I guess we should take a look at the body. Andreas, this way. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. It's alright, I've thrown up enough to not mind it so much. Well, that's one way to deal with it, I suppose. Just try not to splash me or the body in the process. Now, then you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. We will begin by inspecting his interior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is, a puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and likely came from his own hand. That doesn't sound deep enough to have killed him. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. This surely must mean that Brother Piero is innocent. It means it's incredibly unlikely that Brother Piero stabbed the Baron, but doesn't explain what actually killed the man. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex, probably from a French disease. I doubt it has anything to do with his murder. A disease French soldiers received in the brothels of Naples? Yes, how do you know of it? Oh, I see. Have you taken mercury for it? I haven't suffered from it, thankfully. One must be somewhat cautious. Ah, good. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband. Not uncommon among the nobility. I would expect a monk to be more shocked by this. I think the French disease is syphilis. I think that's usually what that was. I'll check. Yeah, syphilis. Yeah, French disease was the term for syphilis. Besides, sex isn't all that rare even in an abbey. Between the brothers? It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. Man, but can we get gay up in the abbey, brother? Come on. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Of course. Right? He seems like a cool guy. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. I spent enough time with nobles to guess he probably fell off his horse while hunting. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is. A rather dramatic head wound. The dark hair and the blood make it... That hurt me. Yeah. Nope. Dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. How many head wounds have you seen? Too many, and not enough. As grim as it sounds, there's always more to learn. Italian doctors try to examine as many corpses as they can to fully understand the mysteries of the body. The battlefields of Poland and Lithuania aren't as ideal as learning environment as the University of Bologna, but they did provide an education of sorts. Why didn't you study medicine in university? My family was too poor to even consider it. Mercenary work was my way off the farm. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot. There's a clear impression in the skin around it. Oh yeah? That's fucking cool. It would take some extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice unless the Baron was already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. I imagine it would be. I've never been to Europe. I would love to see some stuff there. Like, the only other country I've ever really been to is South Korea because I lived there for a while, but... the rest of it's all just the States. I haven't gone to Europe at all. My wife, though, she's been to Europe plenty of times because her parents really love it over there and they're big travel people. So she's been to, like, you know, England and Paris and Germany a bunch of times and some other stuff. Someday. I've seen similar injuries in battle. Victims don't last more than a few minutes. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far where the blow was first struck. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house? Right? Hey, can we borrow some of your airline miles? He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. What about the big garden? It's possible, but an incredible risk. The abbot's house looks directly on the garden. Whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Could it have actually been a fist? Ha, no, I don't think the strongest soldier could do this with a punch unless the Baron's head were pressed to the ground. Even then, we would also see damage to his nose or forehead. Could a woman or an elderly person have done it? Anyone could have, given the right weapon and sufficient height. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose he was struck drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we discovered two important things. Piero didn't stab the Baron, and even if he had, that isn't what killed him. The Baron was killed. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it would lead you to a killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the Archdeacon. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. A note of some kind. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. What does it say? The girl who died, and the innocent with her, Maten's chapter. The girl? What girl and what innocent? One of the nuns? It's been years since any of the nuns have died. Perhaps Mother Cecilia would remember. Can you tell who wrote it? They're not Italian, I can tell you that. Italian scribes use humanist script. This is a highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Adolf and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional risk. Are you expecting someone? Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stoltz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Can you return after supper? I'm afraid it can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. All right, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. From Werner? I don't care if he knows I'm here. Brother Florian? Yes, just a moment. Get behind the cupboard. Fine. Ah, Dr. Stoltz, sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then, what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of battlefield sawbones. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on his corpse immediately after one which is completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. That was close. Quickly, leave the cloister before they return. Of course, thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. Dun dun dun. Sounds like maybe back to Cecilia. She's not in here. Well, I'm not sure where she would be right now. Oh, and here's all the other sisters. Master Mahler? Yes, it's me, sister. Do you think Brother Pio really murdered the Baron? No, of course not. Oh, then why did Father Abbot have it put in the cellar? I don't know the answer to that, Sister Margaret. I'm sorry. Do you think the devil could appear here at Kirsau? No, I think people see the devil where they want to see him. I didn't see the devil, but I think I smelled his odor. Last night I woke before matins and I smelled something in our dormitory. It was strange. Moss and sulfur mixed with frankincense and roses. It moved through a room. I wanted to scream, but I was too frightened, and then it was gone. I'm ashamed that I didn't cry out, but I didn't know what to do. Did any of the other sisters smell it? I don't know, but I think they were all asleep. Thank you, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Mahler. Interesting. Okay. Can we go poke our head in the cellar? No, I guess we can't go in there at all right now. Pet first, Jin. Hell yeah. More dogs. More dogs to pet. We got an achievement for petting the dogs! As you should. Ah, Master Mahler, would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Of course, please lead the way. Thank you, please sit. Man, we're having more dinner with the fancy folks. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Mahler. Of course, the honor is mine. I must admit, I'm surprised you wish to speak with me. Lawrence did not make friends easily. He was a strong-headed man. With staunch beliefs he did not shun to share. What do we got to eat here? Emmental cheese? Quail? Going for the quail. When I was told he'd found some manner of friendship with an artist, well, I was curious. It comforts me to know he found fellowship at this most unusual abbey. Not that there is much comfort to be found in these cold and dreary alpine towns. Lawrence and I had meant to take a tour of them before returning home to Worms, but, well, return we shall. But not as you'd hoped. No, certainly not. It's only by God's grace that I will see, Christ's grace that I will see this through. Though Lawrence has given me my fair share of troubles in the years of our marriage, I never would have wished such an end for him, for anyone. I pray his immortal soul has found the peace in death that so eluded him in life. Are you married yourself, Master Mahler? Not yet. Perhaps it is no surprise you and Lawrence became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Oh, my. He even gave you one of his pins. He must have been quite fond of you. We shared a passion for the finer things. I do not doubt it. He was always given to vice. His lust for drink and women once afflicted him with great remorse, though such shame faded with time. Lawrence was a flawed man. His various infidelities were no secret to me. But are we not all flawed before Christ? Indeed. I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. I only hope his appetites are not what led him to this end. I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lawrence so close that you would trouble yourself so? I merely wish to see justice served, my lady. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the Baron's body, but I do not believe he killed your husband. If not him, then who? There are many possibilities, both here at the Abbey and in town. Your husband managed to cultivate many enemies in his short time here. That does sound like Lawrence. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave them freely to all who would listen and some who would not. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. This new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man, from all I've heard, a true scholar. Father Gurnet doesn't share Matthias's passion for the written word that endures the expense of it. To be put in such a position would make any man unhappy, I understand. I wonder what he will make of Lawrence's gift to the abbey. He had found a book about the history of Tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it was corroborated fears Father Matthias had expressed, but he didn't share the particulars with me. Do you have a sense of what the scandals involved? Beyond the broad basket of Tassing's history, I cannot say. My understanding is this community is quite old. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. If God wills it. Do you plan to stay in Tassing long? Only so long as it takes the Archdeacon to investigate my husband's murder. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I'm in no hurry to return. I shouldn't. I see a glimmer now of what Lawrence saw in you. You are a disarming man, Master Mahler, and much too easy to talk to. You're not the first to tell me so. Does not surprise me. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Lawrence and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. Would you like me to elucidate them for you? I studied imperial law in Erfurt. Ah, thank you, but no, I fear it only heighten my unease. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Of course, you've had a long day. Many yet to come, I fear. Be well, Master Mahler. And whatever anyone says of my husband, I'm sure he appreciated your friendship. Interesting. Okay, can't go to the Abbot house. Welcome back. We were just having dinner with Lawrence's widow. No ghosts at the old aqueduct today, I guess. Any visions? No visions. Hello, owl. Several owls. See, that's not the way I was... Oh, it's this one. This is the one that goes down to the... Can I go talk to the widow right now, or is her door locked? Aw, hell yeah. Nice. Nope, can't go to Attilia's house. Well, looks like all we can really do is go sleepy time. Yeah, right. Yeah, when they first like legalized that like edible stuff here in Minnesota, that was like right after I had like had COVID, and so I was still like I still had like kind of like this persistent cough that I had for like a month or two after I had COVID, and oh man, like when we first had some stuff and got really high, I got this like coughing fit that was so annoying. That's true. This would be a good time to sneak into the library. It does. It was awful. I was like wiped out for a while, and then yeah, like like the after effects of it for like the couple months afterwards. Like, I still had... I never lost my taste or anything. The only time I ever lost my taste was actually for, like, a day when I got one of the boosters. Like, one of the boosters fucked with my taste for a bit, and everything tasted kind of ashy, which was annoying. Then that faded after a day, but I never had that part at least. But, ugh. Like, the lung capacity stuff. Like, ugh. Like, I had, like, a cough for, like, months. Doing anything, like, really strenuous, I'd be, like, out of breath. Like, ugh. I'm kind of glad that's faded away. Oh, shit. Matthew's the Abbey Circuitor. If he sees me, he'll pick me up. Breaking in. Breaking in. To find the dirty secrets of this abbey. Enter the library. What's this? The Urbis Cambriae. Writer is Cataphalis of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. Mugwort and Butcher's Broom. Not familiar with the properties, but they sound extraordinary. True, the library. It was in the process of fixing itself. When I hit space. A beautiful illustrated book, and the author appears to be speaking from personal experience. A wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. What we got over here? Nothing there. Upstairs. What do we have here? A bifolium. Oh, yeah, that would make sense that would have some extra stuff if you chose medicine path. Mysteria Astra. I'm not familiar with it. It's sort of astronomical text. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connection between astrological signs and the elements and their basis relationship to alchemy. I probably know more about this text if I had taken the knowing about the heavens. Each sign is governed by one of the four elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are the earth signs, and so on. It cuts off there. Next page is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Those 2 pages were interesting enough, I suppose, but quite basic. Oh well, they can't all be Aristotle. This is most curious. Historia de Labyrintho Librorum. I wonder what secret text could be hidden in such a place. I'll have to see if I can borrow the book when I have some free time if Illuminata allows it. That one did look intriguing. Alright. Up we go. This looks promising. The Familiares of the Sisters of Kearsau Abbey, yes. Let's see here. Mother Catherine was the first to enter records, it looks like, almost 50 years ago. Okay. Sister Hildegard from the Goderic family in Ravensburg, quite wealthy. Looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Sister Cecilia Adelheid. Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Wait, she's from the Welser family? They're one of the most powerful families in Augsburg. Looks like her family donates a lot of money to Kearsau every year, more than my family sees in 10. Sister Gertrude from Hoff, the herbalist, yes. Her father is an apothecary, that explains it. Matilda Oblate, yes, the nun cellarer. She came from Kempton. Merchant family, they donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful, I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. This note says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? It seems strange she's the only entry with such a note. The date's 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died. Which means that was around the time Baron Rothvogel visited. This has to be it. Matilda must be the nun the Baron harmed on his last visit. I should talk to Mother Cecilia again, and maybe Sister Matilda as well. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminata. Named Angeline from the Capocci family in Perugia. Looks like they have some connection to Curacao through an old abbot, Rudolph. Her family donates money to the abbey every year as well. Getting all the secrets. Sophie from Burgitz. Her family is poor, but they donated flour. Lisbeth Oblate, she's from Utrecht. Looks like she had an eventful life before coming here and married with a child, both died. Her merchant family has some connection to Curacao through the Kaufmanns of Rothenburger Ob der Tauber. Sister Margaret. Oh, the blind girl who assists Gertrude. She went blind because of a failed surgery on her cataracts. Wealthy peasant family. They donated wool and a pasture in Krimmel. Sister Zena. This should be good. They donate a fortune to the abbey. No wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. Interesting. I don't remember which nun was Matilda, but... Oh. Oh, hello. The singer guy. Oh, snap. There is gay stuff going on. Nice. Shit. Just need to wait for Rudiger and Matthew to leave. Just a little patience. Nice. Get some. I love it. Andreas. Andreas, wake up. Well, are you here for the books or for me? I was looking for clues, trying to figure out. Quite noble of you to risk the abbot's wrath by breaking in here. Dang, Sister Zdena, cute. The Baron seemed like an interesting man. Not that Mother Cecilia would let any of the sisters talk to him. Was he interesting? He had a great appreciation for art, which as an artist, I also appreciate. I appreciate art. Could you help deepen my appreciation? Of course, there's a lot I could show you right now if you'd like a lesson. Thank God, finally. Oh, snap! Oh, snap! We're getting frisky with the nuns! Yeah! Oh, man. Oh man. Oh, you know what you're doing. That's a nice surprise. Sister Sedana, are you here yet? Sister Sedana. Hold a finger to your lips. Angrily presents the upraised middle finger of her right hand. Oh, God, protect us. Sister Illuminata, come quickly. Someone is sleeping behind the bookshelf. Andreas, how did you find your way in here? Why are you here in the first place? You scared Sister Sedana half to death. That wasn't the only thing we did to Sister Sedana. I was looking at the Abbey's submission. Let's see. I was looking at the yeah, look at that one. What do the Abbey's records have to do with Baron Rothvogel's murder? I learned that the Baron hurt one of the sisters on his last visit to Curacao. Oh, I see, yes. Sister Matilda, what happened to her was evil. But if you're reading about Sister Matilda, you can't really believe she killed the Baron. Matilda killed Baron Rothvogel? Shush, of course not. I sincerely doubt that is possible. I can't rule anything out. That's not your place to decide, it is the Archdeacon's. I have no desire to see Brother Piero lose his life either, but this is out of my hands. This is not appropriate for us to discuss any further. You should speak to Sister Matilda or Mother Cecilia. I can't speak with you? It's not my story to tell. And in case you've forgotten, you shouldn't even be here. Please leave, immediately. Of course, I'm sorry for the trouble, as you should be. Come, Sister Dana, we have work to do. Oh, man. I can't. Wow. Hiding in the library, watched some gay monk action, and then got some action of our own with the nuns. What a night. Goddamn. Alrighty, well then. Let's go find Sister Matilda. Oh wait, she's probably over in the convent. Or in the shrine. We'll check. Nope, not in the shrine. Okay, so that's Gertrude. Ah, this one's been... Okay, that's what I thought. I was thinking. Because Margaret was the blind one. Alright, so Matilda's this one. God bless you, Master Mahler. May I ask you some questions, Sister Matilda? You know, Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's truly necessary. This concerns the murder of the Baron. Yes, it's tragic. What does it have to do with me? Why did you have to leave Kearsau to go to a hermitage? Baron Rothvogel had an appetite for young women. Neither his marital vows nor the vows of the women seemed to matter much to him. When I was on my way to town one day, he surprised me in the meadow and made his interests clear. I refused his advances. I thought that would be the end of it. This was not enough, because he did the same thing the next day. I refused him again. I thought if I was patient, the problem would leave with him. I never thought that the Baron was capable of doing what he did. On the third day, he attacked me on my way through the meadow. He dragged me into the forest where he could have his way with me. I managed to badly scratch his neck. It saved my virtue, but it enraged him. He beat me until he was exhausted and left me there in the woods. It's a miracle you weren't killed. Yes, and I thank God for it. Mother Cecilia had me removed from Kearsau for my safety until I could recover. The wounds to my body have healed, but the attack has left a lasting injury in my mind. I have to say, this sounds like strong motive to kill the Baron. I was angry. I was filled with hate, yes, but it's been years. Mother Cecilia and Father Thomas helped me move past the anger to find love in this community. Father Thomas? Yes, Father Thomas is our confessor. We can't talk to Mother Cecilia about our problems, but only a priest can hear our confessions. Sister Matilda, did you receive a strange note recently? Yes, how did you know? Baron Rothvogel received one. What did it say? Here, look for yourself. Remember what he did, the violence you suffered, the red bird flies, Matrin's chapter. Rothvogel, the red bird. Right? I love the writing in this game. It's oh, hello, pumpkin. Welcome. I found it in my bed in the nun's dormitory. You can keep it if you like. In your bed? Who could have put it there? The only people allowed beyond the garden are the sisters. I can't imagine any of them making this. Mother Cecilia and Sister Luminata have beautiful handwriting. Both of them have been so kind to me. Thank you for your time, sister. Hey, buddy. Boop. God bless you, Master Mahler. Interesting. Okay. Can we talk to Cecilia about this too? God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. there something I can help you with? That is my nose. I need to talk to you about Sister Matilda. Matilda told me. Of course. What happened to Sister Matilda was tragic. Lawrence, the Baron, tried to seduce Sister Matilda. She rebuked him several times. So one morning he attacked her in the meadow on the way to town and dragged her into the woods. Sister Matilda is a strong woman, but her resistance was met with violence. When pilgrims to the shrine found her, she'd been beaten so badly she could barely move. I'm assuming the Baron didn't suffer any consequences for this attack. No, I knew he wouldn't. I also knew that bringing the attack to the attention of Father Matthias would put him in an impossible position. The Baron would suffer no consequences, but the abbot would have refused his continued patronage. I concealed the assailant's identity from Father Abbot and had Sister Matilda taken to the hermitage near Mittenwald. She stayed there under the care of sisters until she recovered and could return. How did Sister Matilda feel about seeing the Baron again at Kiersau? Andreas, if you want me to tell you that I think Sister Matilda killed the Baron, I won't. Seeing him was hard for her, of course. She defended her virtue for the Baron, but her injuries were severe. Her body recovered in time. Her mind, I don't know if it ever will. She still fights him in her dreams. She wakes in the night screaming, soaked in her own sweat. So it affected her, yes. It still affects her. That doesn't mean she wanted to kill the Baron. That certainly doesn't mean she actually did. Sister Matilda is a faithful servant and friend of Christ. I believe that truly, Andreas. She is respected and beloved by the community for good reason. Very well. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Andreas, if you want to thank me, do not mention Sister Matilda to the Archdeacon. I do not believe she could have done this. Of course. God bless you, Andreas. Yeah, I don't think it was her either. Let's see, what other people do we got? Buddy, you can't rub your face on my mic, please. If you want to cuddle, you can cuddle with me. Come here. Come here. Get on the lap. Oh, careful with the claws. Careful with the claws. There we go. Okay. Okay. What's this one? Oh, yeah. We should talk to Prior Farink and see what was going on with him being funky. I'm gonna guess he's in the scriptorium. Nope. Not in the scriptorium. Okay. Oh, here he is. Ah, Andreas, what an awful time. Awful time. Baron, murdered at Kiersau. These are dark days indeed. Brother Piero, I admit, I would have never thought him the type. What could have possessed him? You can't believe Brother Piero would kill the Baron. It's not in his nature. Envy and pride inspire men to madness, Andreas, even old men. But you have come to me for a reason. Do you need something? You rushed into the scriptorium and hid something strange at your desk. Pardon? Why are you sneaking about the scriptorium? I wasn't sneaking. I dropped a bottle of paint on the floor and was cleaning it up. I get more work done while you and the rest of the brothers are at church. Let us seek a common understanding, Master Mahler, as two brothers in Christ. Please, let's. I love to understand things. Scriptorium is my domain, and you are a guest here. And so long as that is true, I do not answer to you, but the abbot only. Is that clear? If you don't mind me asking, why aren't you the abbot? It's an elected position, isn't it? Did your brothers not find you fit? That's not... I will not discuss this with you. Are we done here? For now. Be well, Prior Farink. Bless you, Master Mahler. What's this? A Volvel. I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Oh, hey, I've got stuff for both of these. Greek, Latin, elemental symbols. It's obvious someone with occult interests fashioned this. Ah, a quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. This reveals a different set of letters. This must relate to the Greek letters I found in Faring's book. I need to compare them. These symbols aren't the same. The elements don't appear in the cipher, and the astrological symbols aren't on the Volvel. Ah, the Mysteria Astra, the book in the library. It said that each astrological sign corresponds to one of the 4 elements. Libra and Gemini are air, Scorpio is water, and so on. That's it. When the cipher indicates an astrological sign, I just need to correspond it to the appropriate element on the wheel. Simple. Okay. So this is air. Okay. And this is earth. And this is fire. Water. Fire. Air. Earth. Gotta love ciphers. Earth. Gerhard. It's in the late Brother Gerhard. Yes, it can't be a coincidence. Hey, Gerhard. Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Ah, hic iasit Gerhard. Here lies Gerhard. I would have used Gerhardus personally, but... Gerhard's grave. Wonder if it has something to do with the Baron's murder. I should ask the abbot for permission to exhume the grave as soon as possible. Interesting. That was cool. There are deep indentations in this parchment. Whoever wrote on the page above it must have been angry. Wonder if I could make a charcoal rubbing of this page and reveal the content of the writing. Ah, clear as an alpine day. A letter to the Baron from Prior Faring. My god, Lawrence was blackmailing Faring to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. It's one thing to read books on magic, but few are foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. Damn, I'm glad we picked a cultist. Someone was in a hurry to get rid of this parchment. Smells recent. Probably wasn't burned more than a day ago. Ooh. I came across an interesting letter from you addressed to the late Baron Rothvogel. What? Where did you get that? Were you performing occult rituals with the Baron? Shh! He meant to coerce me into performing a ritual to help him with a condition. But I refused, as the letter makes abundantly clear. The line between one who knows such rituals and one who practices them is thin as a spider's thread, Prior. Some would say it's only a matter of time before the temptation became too much. Do not question my devotion to the Lord, Master Mahler. I am the Prior of the Curacao Scriptorium, one of the few of its kind left in Christendom. Modest though the abbey may be, our library contains works on subjects rarely found beyond its walls, certainly not all in the same place. For men of certain academic interests, it's perhaps the only place we may meet and discuss them. I've always thought it's a perfectly reasonable area of study, so long as you avoid certain subjects. It's a rich area for scholarly insight. The Baron's interest was more than academic. When he wished to make it practical, I refused. There's nothing more to it. I see. Now, is that all? I have duties I really should attend to. I have a few more questions. Be quick about it. I found a strange note in your fireplace, written in an unusually fine hand. I found others around Tassing with the same hand that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. What were you doing in my home? Just having a look around, seeing the sights. That's my private space! You can't just wander about like it's the public square! What if someone had been attempting to gruesomely murder you? There's a killer on the loose, Prior Fairing. You impossible! Ah! Any person of manners knows better than to go stooping through others' things. I have nothing to hide. And why burn the note? What was left was difficult to read, but I could make out the red bird, Martins. It was a strange little thing I found on my desk after waking up from Martins. It meant nothing to me, so I put it in the fire. It wasn't there when you went to sleep? Not that I noticed, but again, Andreas, it was small. I could have easily overlooked it. Surely it's just a loose scrap, but the hand was handsome, you're correct. Unlike anything penned by the brothers in the scriptorium, to be certain. How unsettling. Do you remember what the note said? No, only that I found the contents nonsensical and disturbing. The remaining legible part read, the red bird. You don't know what that could be? A scrap from some bestiary? I couldn't say. My eyes watch the heavens, not the trees. Although we do not see many red birds at this altitude. The common robin, perhaps, or a swallow. It doesn't matter, I'm telling you, it was nonsense. One more thing. Who has access to your home? Everyone at this abbey, but what does it matter to you? It's just a scrap of paper. I found a similar note in the Baron's effects while Brother Florian was performing his initial examination. But the abbot ordered you away from the abbey. Andreas, your cavalier attitude toward Father Gernot's commands. You don't find this coincidence strange? No. We operate a scriptorium. Master Mahler and house perhaps the largest library in Bavaria. We are awash in parchment scraps. They multiply like silverfish between the pages of our books. Are you satisfied now? I suppose that will have to do, thank you. Excellent. Are we done here? I'll leave you in peace. Be well, Prior Fairing. Be well, Master Mahler. Here's Gerhard's grave. Gerhard's grave was disturbed recently. Frank must have buried something here. I need to dig up this grave. I want to know what he was up to. Perhaps Brother Volkbert would lend me a hand. I don't think I've talked to Brother Volkbert. I'm not sure where he would be. Nobody in there. Is this him? Nope, that's Wojslav. Lucas. Oh, here's Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. Do you need something? Father Abbot said I should help you if you needed it, so here I am. There's a matter I need your help with, Brother Volkbert. I suspect there's something hidden in Gerhard's grave. Do you think you could dig it up for me? Did you ask Father Gernot? I want to help, but I don't think I should unless he says it's alright. Alright, I'll go talk to the abbot. Fine, that's good. Be well, Andreas. Hey, Coco. You're not going... Coco! You are not going back there. Get out. You're not getting yourself tangled in my computer cords, buddy. Sheesh. Well, I'm guessing the abbot would probably be at his house. We already had technical difficulties earlier this stream. We don't need any more. Okay, we can't go in the abbot's house. Oh, hey, is this the... Oh, this is the one we did the rubbing of. Okay. Interesting. Where the fuck is the abbot? Tell us where they are. People. You're not. Okay, well, it doesn't tell us where he is. I think where we've been to the pens, we've been to the cemetery, been to the garden, been to the refectory, been to the kitchen. Oh, I guess we can look in the church. Oh wait, have I been in the monastery aquarium? I don't think so. Nope. Sacristy, maybe? Just the relics. Dormitory? Nope. I have no idea where the fuck the abbot's at. Tower? Nope. Nobody in the tower. Oh wait, no, we already went there. Lavatory, maybe. Nope. Chapter house? I guess we can look around here. Yeah, there's that blood stain on the wall, which is odd. Hey, Florian. Nope. Wait, why can't I leave? Oh, there we go. For some reason, it wasn't showing the the button to go. Nobody in the shrine either. Was he in like the dining hall and I just completely like missed him? don't think so, because he'd be up at the table. Yeah, he'd be up there. Andreas, have you seen Brother Rudiger? No, why? Because he was not at Loud's and no one has seen him since then. Isn't Rudiger sitting right there? I don't, but I believe you are responsible for this. What are you talking about? I think after you were terrified in the library, he decided it was safer to run. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause him this much distress. Yes, you couldn't have known how sensitive he is. So you did threaten him. Threaten us. It is no small thing. If he does not return, or if something has happened to him, I will hold you responsible. It will be alright. I pray you are right. God bless you, Andreas. Isn't he right here? He's literally right here! What do you mean, where the fuck's Rudiger? He's sitting right next to you! Matthew, you really can't see. You gotta get your eyes checked, buddy. What the fuck? Andreas, I am sorry about what's happening to Brother Piero. I do not know him well, but I find it hard to believe he could have killed the Baron. He didn't. I'm gonna figure out who did. I will pray for your success. I know it might be far from your mind, but have you considered my offer to eat with you and the townspeople? The gospel says that man cannot live on bread alone, but from time to time a little bread is required. Of course, I'll talk to Gret and see who wants to come along. At the shrine to St. Moritz, I'll see you there. Until then. Oh, my, Andreas. Yes? Are these all of the mothers from Tassing and their children? Well, no, I don't think it's all of them. Helena Pfeiffer couldn't make it. It's a long walk up here in her condition. And Hetty said Hans is too big for stories. Stories? I may have said something about your books. I like stories. Yes, maybe a little too much. Alright, I can tell a story, but first let us pray together and eat. O Lord, thank you for bringing us together as you brought Jesus to his disciples on the road to Emmaus. With the breaking of bread between us, let us recognize each other as Christians and rejoice in our salvation through you. Amen. And thank you and your husband for this bread, Gret. My Ulrich always says that bread brings people together. I missed this when I was in Florence. What do we got here? Sheep's milk cheese, bread. Start with the almonds. They don't have bread in Florence? Wah! Where's Florence? South, over the mountains. Last week, the blonde lady at our house with the pretty clothes, she was from Florence. Oh! Father Gernot eats a white bread, does he not? Yes, the finest wheat is used for the abbot's bread. Why? The abbot is a very important man, Paul. We have a bread in my home that we call injera. We make it thin, round, and wide, and we put our food on top of it. We eat it with almost every meal, as you love the bread of your home, so I miss mine. Oh, what's the recipe? Maybe we can make it. Thank you, but no, we use a fine grain that does not grow here, called teff. Surely someday you'll go home and can have your fill of it? God willing, yes, but then perhaps a day will come when I miss the rye of Tassing. It is the great danger that comes with the blessing of travel, living a life between worlds. I don't want to talk about bread anymore, it's so boring. Bread. Don't be rude, Bert. I did say I would tell a story. Children, have you ever seen a biblu? Father Tom? Yeah, Father Thomas has one. It's huge. My dad has one. It's printed in Bamberg. Very good. This Bible is from my home that I have brought to give to the abbot. Andreas, do you have a favorite story to illustrate from the Bible? I'm gonna go with Elijah. Yes, the spectacle of a prophet carried bodily into heaven. It's always a wonder to see how different artists illustrate it. Now then, children, do you know the story of Jesus feeding the multitudes? Fish and loaves! My mom and dad make loaves. This is from our Bible. How we tell the story of how Jesus fed thousands from only a few fish and a few loaves of bread. Why is everyone brown? Because where I am from, everyone looks like me. Why? Because we are all as God has made us. I know tasking seems big to you, but the world is so much bigger than we can imagine. There are many people of many different colors all over the world. There are places where no one looks like you or me. Really? Right? Anna! My God! It's true. In Venice, I saw people come from across the Mediterranean Sea. Not just like Brother Sabat, but people of different places and cultures even farther away. Persians, Moors, Ottomans. These are their own way of speaking and dressing, their own customs. Brother Sabat, did you know the Baron who was murdered? Bert! It came up when I was visiting the Druckers. I'm sorry, Marie. There's nothing to apologize for. We can't shield them from the world forever. I did not know him, Bert, but do you know the story of Lazarus? No. He was a friend of Jesus. He became sick and he died. Died! But Jesus brought his followers to Lazarus' tomb. He prayed to God, and when they opened the tomb, Lazarus emerged, returned from the dead. Jesus can bring people back from the dead? He can, Bert. One day Jesus will bring us all back from the dead. Everyone who has ever lived and died will come together and be resurrected on Judgment Day. My hat! Even the Romans? Yes, the Romans too. Anna will remember this. Why did you ask about the Romans? I saw one come out of their tomb, like Lazarus. Well, what do you mean, Paul? Well, the ruins below the mill, they're Roman, and they all died a long time ago. But I saw one come out the other night. They were in white, like Lazarus. Let's stop telling stories, Paul, and you shouldn't have been outside at night. Andreas, what does he mean? I think I may have seen something similar the other evening. What? Really? Where? The same place by the Roman ruins. Maybe Paul did see a spirit of some kind. It's a very dire omen if that is what he saw. I will pray on this. Apologies for that, ladies, but thank you for sharing a meal with me today. I'll be leaving for Rome soon, but I am glad to have spent some time with you and your children. Thank you, Brother Sabat. It was wonderful. Don't forget to stop by the bakery before you go. I'm sure my husband will want to see you. I will. God grant you all health. Alright, how we go? Can we find the abbot now? Still locked. You know, Matthew, I can see why you went for Rudiger with that voice. Nice. Nice. Good job, dude. Happy for you. Hello again, Andreas. Did you talk to Father Abbot about the grave? I want to help. I don't want to get in trouble, you know. Exhume? Dig up. Oh, then we can. Digging out the body will take a few hours. Do you want to start now? Alright, I'll get the shovel. How long have you been doing this, Brother Volkbert? Well, just since you asked me to and we came here. No, I mean, how long have you been digging graves here at the Abbey? Oh, less than a year. A man from the village used to dig the graves. After Father Matthias died, Father Gerhardt said one of the brothers should do it. Did you bury Father Matthias? No, I watched old Otto Zimmerman do it. Father Matthias was the last man he buried here. Old Otto was a nice man. I haven't seen him since then, though. Maybe he buries people in Tassing now. He had a stroke and doesn't work anymore. His son Otto is the town carpenter now. Oh, well, he is still a good man. I should get back to digging. Friar Ferenc says idle hands are the devil's tools. This is going to take me a while. Have you read all the gravestones? There are some really old ones. Sure, we can look around. Oh, Father Matthias is here. Yes, is something wrong? His headstone is wood. Aren't abbots usually buried with more marble? I think you're right. I think all the other abbots are in the crypt or under the church. But Father Gernot said we can't afford to build something special for Father Matthias. That seems disrespectful. Well, Father Abbot said we'd have to wait a few years, that's all. I guess we just need to save money. I still understand why Father Matthias died. We were eating dinner and he got sick. It happened so fast. I didn't know him that long, but I miss him. I get the feeling something sketchy happened with Father Matthias, too. Did you know Brother Jacob from Cologne? No, he died before I came here. Brother Wojslaw said he was the funniest man he ever knew. Brother Pierre and Brother Adolf agreed. A funny monk? Say he could make his voice sound like many of the other brothers, even Father Matthias. And that he had a face like clay, he could turn it all sorts of funny shapes. Some of the brothers laugh at me, but I don't think I'm funny, not like Brother Jacob was. Who laughs at you? Brother Guy and Sister Zdena, maybe some of the others. Sometimes they tell jokes I don't understand what's funny. When I ask, I don't know if they're laughing at the joke or laughing at me. Shouldn't let people be mean to you, Volkbert. It's not so bad. Besides, I'm a burden to the Abbey. I'm lucky the Abbot lets me stay here. But it's alright. Brother Wojslaw doesn't let them hurt me. He's always the nicest to me. Aww. Sister Maria, the librarian. She must have been from before your time here. Oh yes, Mother Cecilia liked Sister Maria very much. All of the older sisters say she was a sweet woman who loved the Lord. I'll be digging her up soon. Ah, for the crypt. The brothers and sisters are buried here until their bodies turn to bones. Then I dig them up and take them to the crypt. We don't have much space here, you know. That makes sense. Look, here comes Brother Matthew. Ah, hell, we're destined for an earful. Is all well here? We're digging up a grave. How are you? For what purpose? Someone has disturbed this grave. I suspect it's connected with the Baron's murder. That is curious if you're telling the truth. Even so, Brother Gerhard's grave is not your concern. You're not a member of this community, Andreas. The Abbot gave us permission. The rest is not your business. As the circuiter, it's my duty to prevent mischief such as this. terribly convincing. It's the hat that gives me an air of authority. You seem to have lost your hat, Andreas, and with it any common sense you possess. Anna Albonin took it, the baker's daughter. Master Mahler, you just admitted to being unable to prevent a child from pilfering your hat. I do not know how you believed you would get away with this macabre caper. Brother Volkert, please clean up this mess. I'm going to speak with the abbot about this immediately. Did Brother Matthew seem angry to you? That was scary. Let's get back to digging. You think I'm going to get in trouble? It'll be fine, Brother Volkert. Father Gernot won't punish you for what I asked you to do. Oh, sure. Sorry. There's still one grave over here. Mother Brunhild Abtissa. Huh, no one's buried there. That's just a marker from a long time ago. I need to move it somewhere. Yes, the 12th century, but Abtissa, Kirsau used to be run by an abbess? I don't know, I wasn't there. Father Gernot must know. Andreas, are you sure this is alright? Brother Matthias seemed angry. I don't want to get in trouble. You won't. If anything happens, I'll get in trouble, not you. I don't know, Andreas. What if the abbot gets so angry he makes you leave? Your manuscript. Let me worry about the abbot. I can do that. I guess I overreacted. Brother Guy says I do that a lot. Andreas, I've reached Brother Gerhard, but... is something wrong with the body? No, I don't think so, but there's a sack down here, too. What kind of... let me see it. Ah, arcane tools. They could serve no other purpose. Tools? Like this shovel? Not quite. Magic tools. Two are plated with precious metals and engraved, a silver chased rod and a golden plate. The rod has symbols of the zodiac on it. The plate has some script I don't recognize. And the knife seems ordinary enough, but together with the other two buried here. Why would someone bury those things here? Didn't want them to be found because they're forbidden. There's some blood. There's blood in some of the symbols on this rod, dried to be certain, but not that old. Berenk tried cleaning this, but wasn't able to remove it all. Could this be what was used to kill Lawrence? Oh shit, it could be. Is this the devil's work, Andreas? No, just a man's. Really? Who? Can't tell you, Volkbert, I'm sorry. Why not? What's going on? I don't understand. That's what I need to figure out, Brother Volkbert. Thank you for your help. Interesting. Maybe we'll go eat with... the old widow, maybe. Hello, Master Mahler. I'm sorry to cause you trouble, but have you seen Martin recently? He wasn't feeling well, so I let him sleep until prime. But when I came to check on him, he was gone. I saw him Thursday morning. He ran through the meadow while I was on my way to the Abbey at prime. But he said he was sick. What was he doing in the meadow? He hardly ever goes out there. It always makes him sneeze. He seemed to be running from the Abbey. Why do you ask? He has a history of making poor decisions. Like stealing? Baron Rothvogel's manservant believes Martin may have stolen some of the Lord's rings. Lord have mercy! It must be where he's gone to sell them. Oh, Martin, how could you? Do you know where he's likely to have gone? Last time he ran off, it was to Innsbruck. But I don't know. I don't know. He could be anywhere. What if he's attacked on the road? I'm sure he'll be alright, Cat. I pray to God that you were right. I'm sorry, this is not your trouble. Thank you for speaking to me. I don't want to impose, but if it wouldn't be too much trouble, please let me know if you see Martin. I'm so worried for him. Thank you, Master Mahler. Be well. I meant to ask, would you care to join us for a meal? Sure. Just nothing. Brigitte and I will be glad of the company. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. You're a respectable man, Andreas. Your parents discipline you? I had 2 older brothers to do it for them. Must be nice for your parents having so many able sons. Wish I had their fortune. But we just have to make do with what the Lord gives us, isn't that right, Cat? Hello? We are blessed to have a son. It would have been a greater blessing to have more. That is my failing. Did you say something? You asked me, the trick to well-behaved children is a firm hand. Ah, he's this kind of guy, huh? Salmon pie, fish stew. Spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what the Bible says. Maybe if Wolf cried less, Martin wouldn't have felt the need to run off. I'm sorry, I'll try to keep him quiet. This goddamn racket's giving me a headache. There you go, sweet boy. Finally. It's too goddamn cold in here. Cat, get some firewood after the meal. Quality husband material here. Only... What? You've got an excuse now? Little tummy ache? Need to lie down? I worry Ottilia will come back. The widow Kemperin, has she been bothering you? I found her collecting firewood in our land. I asked her to leave because... Because I pay the goddamn taxes on that firewood. And she shouted at me quite forcefully. She's going through a difficult time. Soon she'll have to forfeit her home. Well, that's not my fucking problem, is it? If she wanted to keep her house, she should have a few more sons. Cat did. Why couldn't that old bat? You tell him, Cat. Jesus Christ, this guy. Sorry. Come now, little bear. It's alright. You're a good boy, aren't you? You're a marvel at soothing him, Brigitte. I have many opportunities to practice, I'm afraid. I wasn't done speaking. Of course, I'm sorry. Now you tell him, Cat. Tell him how you chose to have a son and did. I prayed daily for a son, and then I had Martin. That's right, just as I told you, you and Hetty both. My brother's wife can make the Lord hear her. That old witch could have done the same. I hope Martin's alright. He usually comes back by now. Shiftless, good-for-nothing malingerer. He better come back so I can beat the pants off him. Johan would never let his boy get away with this shit. My brother knows how to raise an obedient son. Speaking of malingering, we've all got work to do. Enough sitting around. Right, I should be off. See yourself out then. Alright, okay then. Nice guy. Sheesh. I want to go by the meadow just to see if we see any spooky ghosts again. Nope, no spooky ghosts. Oh, hello. Andreas! Christ, there you are. Don't tell me there's been another killing. Good God, no, we've been spared such horrors, for now at least. It's the Archdeacon. He's come early with the entire retinue in tow. He's questioning everyone. Who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at Non's. He requested you specifically. Who's with him? Several men-at-arms, a gaggle of functionaries, and an executioner. I hope your prying has borne fruit, or Piero's neck will meet the sword. Done my best with the time. Only I'd had a couple more days. Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf, and he's grateful for it. Only, Andreas... It's just... You know as well as I do the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, just... Think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon, and who you tell him about. You understand? You're worried I'll tell the Archdeacon what I heard of Sister Matilda. All I'm saying is if you in your search heard anything about her, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. I'll do what I can to protect the sisters from censure. That's all I would ask of you. I should return to Curacao. The abbot will be having a fit right about now. Be well, Andreas. I will pray for Piero's deliverance tonight. You should as well. Dun dun dun. Get some proper rest after our exciting morning of nun fucker. Oh jeez. Interesting. Andreas, when are you coming home? Dad, I'll be home soon. Just need to finish this commission for the Abbey. Good, good. But finish that masterpiece, too. It's time for you to get on with your career. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this line. You quit this line. You quit. Yeah, quit this like you quit university, are you? No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you'd never have the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance after they throw something away like that. I know, Dad. We'll see you when you get back. Sure, alright. Oh, it's you. I only had the picture of you, the one my brother Daniel made. I really don't have any idea what you're like. Do you really want to get married to a stranger? Why should that matter? Right, everyone keeps saying that. That's why I'm saying it to you now. Because I'm saying it to myself. Exactly. I'll see you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true until then. Welcome back, Andreas. It's been too long since you graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Curacao Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a nobleman, a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. My friend, Brother Piero, is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being part of his character, he's not physically capable of the act. He's of limited strength and has palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It's inconceivable that he would have had the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. A whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I just don't believe he could have done it. There has to be a better explanation. So, what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about other people who've had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honors also his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He is right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shit for brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lawrence Rothvogel anyway? Powerful people get upset when other powerful people get murdered. This could be a threat to the Abbey. Oh no, the Abbey! Who gives a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the Archdeacon to his side, using the tools favored by men such as him. Reason? Ha! When's the last time you met a man who was truly ruled by reason? Despite your talent, you're merely an artist. He has been invested with power by the Prince Bishop of Friesing. You have no authority with him. Honesty? You must be honest in all things, Andreas, but many are not willing to accept the truth, and the cost of honesty can be high. Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith and providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? That there were other people in Kiersau and Tassing who had motives to kill the Baron. Sister Matilda was badly beaten for resisting his advances. She almost died. Why was the Baron not punished for it? It seems the Baron was beyond the reach of justice, at least at the time. Mother Cecilia sent Sister Matilda away to a hermitage to recover away from the rest of the nuns. How did you come to this understanding? Mother Cecilia told me the Baron had harmed a nun during his last visit, but would not tell me more. I crept into the Abbey's library after dark and investigated the nuns' admittance records to learn the sister's name. Once I knew the name, I confronted Matilda, and she admitted what happened. You risked a great deal by trespassing in the library. Right, Andreas might have been seeing the monks and nuns fucking. Scandalous behavior. Not that Andreas would know anything about that. Florence could get his way with a nun, and he almost killed her for it. I wish I could say it's surprising. Sister Matilda's motive is a powerful one, but by what means might she have killed the Baron? I haven't found a plausible weapon yet. Motive alone will not convince the Archdeacon. You must find a plausible weapon she could have employed. Are there any others you suspect? Prior Ferric feared the Baron would report his occult interest to Inquisitors. How so? Prior Ferric and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the Prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Kiersau. When Ferric refused, the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence, a letter from Ferric to the Baron, which he discusses all of these matters. Dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult, his very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul, he could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed, all for a little curiosity. Better to say stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We're well aware. Is curiosity such an awful thing? No, but it was knowledge of the nature of good and evil that caused the fall of man. The seeds of some corrupting fruit may lie sleeping between the pages of many dangerous books. I also found a cipher that the Prior left on his desk in the scriptorium. When I deciphered it, the message pointed me to a freshly disturbed grave in the cemetery. I convinced Brother Volkbert to dig up the grave in question. What did you find inside? Occult tools Ferenc had hidden. Why hide them? Why leave the note? I suspect he hid them in case the Baron made good on his threat to summon Inquisitors. As for the note, I am not certain. Prior Ferenc feared the loss of his status, his life, and even God's grace. Men have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deed? He may have killed the Baron with the silver rod. The Prior uses it performing his rituals, and there are traces of blood on it. If that was the weapon, it certainly has dramatic propriety, at least. It will be a challenge to condemn a Prior for murder, but that is where the evidence leads. The Archdeacon should see the wisdom in it. Are there any others you suspect? I have found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we've granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know, but you need not tell him everything. I think I understand. There is a place for a noble lie, and this is not one of them. Why, the Baron is dead. All the people with the motive to kill him suffered, either indirectly or directly, from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right, no point throwing everyone waist deep into shit, heh! I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I'll do my best. Until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Alright. Well, I think that's probably a good spot to stop for tonight, before we get into this Archdeacon shit. Let's see. Who do I have anybody on right now that I know? Hell yeah, we'll be doing some more Pentiment, that's for sure. Let's do Zordon. Raid Zordon. Boom. Wait, why didn't it do that right? Oh, it's a slash. I'm an idiot. Wow. How did I forget what the raid command was? Jesus Christ. Alright. Well, we'll go raid Zordon, and we'll be back with more Pentiment later on to see what shapes up with this little murder mystery. Medieval murder mystery, even. Zeas.